Merci pour votre accueil.
The most friendly, the warmest, the most fraternal greetings to our 5 rebellious parliamentarians and to the thousands of people who with them share the expeditions of the flotilla that will attempt to break the blockade in Gaza. Comrades and friends, I will start with a quote by asking each of you to ponder its full depth, because it comes from someone who has contributed so much to our thinking. Since we are at the Festival of Humanity, I will quote a communist, and I wholeheartedly make her words my own thoughts. The most revolutionary act, she says, it's Rosa Luxemburg speaking, the most revolutionary act is a clear view of the world as it really is. Germany says it will create the largest conventional army on the continent. Very well, for what purpose? Listen to people, it's not about having too closed a mind. For what purpose? Would you like to create the largest conventional army? Who do you plan to take on this time? We do not want a large conventional army. We want non-alignment that allows negotiation with mutual guarantees of peace. And we engage in dialogue with our adversary. If today our adversary is indeed Russia, we must engage in discussions with Russia about mutual security guarantees that each side provides to the other. And if we need to be concerned, and we must, about the organization of our armies, then we must discuss it in terms of the 21st century and not of the previous war. That is to say, in a time when the main balance of power will be played out in space, in a time when airspace is also at stake, because you know that drones have completely changed the conditions of war, and finally, because it's in the realm of digital technology. Understand that this concerns the future of all of us. Set aside the fanatics who have told you that we should conduct deep strikes on Russia. We cannot defeat a country that spans 11 time zones with short or deep strikes. No one has ever succeeded, and there is no reason to think we would succeed tomorrow. The only thing we might achieve is a negotiated peace with mutual guarantees. And for our part, we ask that, in the mutual guarantees, friends and comrades, there be a ban on so-called medium-range missiles, which are those that fire between 500 and 5,000 kilometers. We had achieved this during the time of the Cold War. We want this ban to be reinstated. Firstly, we are asking Mr. Lecornu, with whom we will not negotiate anything, to bring the question of confidence before Parliament. Because if he does not, it means he will have somehow planned to mess everything up for 2 or 3 months before we deliver the final blow. And we will waste another 2 or 3 months in talks, comedies, pretenses, so-called talks that lead nowhere, and we will be told, "Ah, you will be the first. I heard that before, to vote for the command tax. Of course, propose it. You'll see." And then the retirement at 64 that we want to repeal. Well, if you propose it, we will vote for it, no problem. That's not the issue. But you will not propose it, we know that very well. So what are you telling us? Why this comedy? We must, as soon as possible, we need to return to the people at the earliest. And dissolution is not our favorite solution because we believe that in the conditions in which we are, our own partners have met the #1 condition that Macron hoped for last time, that is, a division of the left, after telling the rebellious ones that we could not get along with them, either in the first or in the second round of the municipal elections of yesteryear, after telling them that even against the front of the national rally there would be no agreement, after saying, as the president of the socialist group in the National Assembly and the general secretary said of the party, Mr. Fort, that there was no possible agreement on the program. So how do you expect us to agree if we cannot agree on anything, except on capitulating and bringing the political equation back to the point where it was when we started building? Together, the great force gathered here. This will not happen as long as we have the possibility, and we will have it until our last breath, to lead the fight. It will happen. And so, at the request of my comrades from the National Coordination of the Unbowed, I inform you that we are proposing a federative offer to all those who want to join us in forming a coalition based on the NFP program. Madam, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, you had no mandate to negotiate an unconditional surrender to the European Union to Mr. Trump. You had no mandate to decide that we would give him $650 billion in investments. You had no mandate to accept the NATO agreement to give 5%. And you had no mandate to decide to prepare this sum. And finally, madam, in the name of the values with which you boast, in the name of the democratic values of Europe, you had the mandate because we are Europe, the continent that has experienced and known so many horrors and mass massacres. You had the mandate to condemn the genocide in Gaza, and you did not do it. All those who will raise their hands in the chamber in October for the motion of censure will be raising their hands in support, in some way, to the flotilla and the effort around the world of those millions of people whom this abject barbarity prevents from sleeping, prevents from dreaming, sometimes even prevents from ultimately believing that humanity can be benevolent. Yes, we are the negation of this genocide, and we will affirm it. So, all those who have just told us at this very moment, we have no accounts to render.